What's the smartest way that family members were tested to see who actually loves? In my family, the Sinclairs, there were only two roles. You were either an asset or a liability. Assets were celebrated, they were the center of the room. Liabilities were handled, usually by me. My brother, Marcus, was a prized asset. He's a fintech predator, all sharp jawline, $1,000 watch, and a voice that sounds like he's perpetually closing a deal in a noisy steakhouse. He doesn't have conversations. He conducts hostile takeovers. He's the kind of man who claps you on the shoulder just a little too hard, a gesture that isn't affection. It's a statement of ownership. My sister Chloe was the family's blue chip stock, an influencer, and I mean an influencer. Her entire life is a curated, monetized facade of muted beige tones, sponsored wellness, and finding her bliss. She speaks in a breathy, affected whisper, as if she's always sharing a profound secret, when she's usually just talking about a new, mineral-infused face mist. Her dog, Sir Reginald, has more followers than I have books in my library. And yes, I'm a librarian, the responsible one. My parents, of course, were the enablers-in-chief. They lived for the glow of their assets. Their family motto, their entire parenting philosophy, could be boiled down to 6 words. Oh, Elara will handle it. And I did. I was the liability wrangler. I was the load-bearing wall, painted over in a neutral color so no one would ever have to look at me, but holding the entire, crumbling structure up. You want to know what handling it looks like? Let me tell you about my father's 60th birthday party. I was tasked with planning it, a perfect, effortless surprise. Effortless, of course, meant my effort. Marcus was funding it. This meant he got to veto every decision.
That's cheap, Elara. Have some taste.
But it also meant I was the one fielding panicked calls from the vendors, because his payments were late.
I'm in a merger!
He'd bark.
Just fix it. Use your card. I'm good for it.
Chloe was handling the social media and invites. This meant she'd invited 40 of her own influencer friends to boost the party's visibility. And I was suddenly responsible for assembling 75 designer gift bags, which she'd had shipped, in pieces, to my tiny apartment. The day of the party, 2 hours before go time, the caterer called. Marcus's wire transfer had bounced. They were walking. It was $5,000. I called Marcus, frantic.
I'm on a client call. Don't be so dramatic. Put it on your card. I'll pay you back. God, you're not a problem solver, are you?
I put $5,000, my entire emergency fund, on my librarian salary credit card. Then Chloe called, a hysterical whisper shriek.
Elara, where is the champagne? I specifically said I needed the view of Clickwell Rose. The one I tagged you in. My connections are here, and you're making us all look terrible.
I ran out, in the rain, to a specialty wine shop 3 towns over. My 12-year-old car, of course, chose that moment to get a flat tire. I stood on the side of the road, soaked to the bone, my hands shaking. And I called them, Marcus.
I'm in a meeting. Get an Uber. Stop making this my problem.
Click, Chloe.
You're going to ruin his party. I cannot believe you are being this selfish and disorganized right now.
Click. I figured it out. I paid for a tow, paid for a rush hour Uber, got the champagne, and made it to the party. An hour late, I slipped in the back, hair plastered to my head, makeup running. Later that night, my father gave a speech. He raised a glass of my champagne. He thanked Marcus for his incredible generosity. He thanked Chloe for her beautiful, effortless style. I was the one clearing the plates. And as I stood in the kitchen, blinking back tears, I told myself what I always told myself. This is what family does. You show up. You carry the load. You sacrifice. That's love, right? My only escape, our only escape, was Great-Aunt Matilda, the family's blackest sheep, the ultimate liability. Decades ago, she'd sold the ancestral land to Petrosin Oil. The family hated her for it. But the real insult was the clause she'd put in the contract. She kept the original farmhouse on a lifetime lease for $1 a year. The farmhouse was now an island, a crumbling, 2-story relic, landlocked on a tiny plot in the middle of the massive Petrosin regional headquarters. To visit her, you had to park in a sizzling asphalt lot, walk past rows of beige modular offices, and knock on her door while the beep 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 of reversing trucks echoed off her windows. It was grim. Marcus and Chloe went once.
It smells like asphalt and desperation.
Marcus said.
The lighting is toxic.
Chloe declared, my parents.
We prefer to remember her as she was.
So they never went back. But Leo, my black sheep artist cousin, and I, we went. Every Sunday, we'd bring her whiskey and groceries, and after 10 minutes, the beeping trucks and the loudspeaker announcements from the office park, they just faded away. We'd sit in her dusty, overstuffed chairs, and she'd look at me with those sharp, knowing eyes.
So,
She'd croak, pouring me a glass.
which of those leeches sucked you dry this time?
She saw me, the three of us. We were the trinity of outcasts. We were a real family. Then, on a Tuesday, Matilda passed. The family's reaction. Relief. The inconvenience was over.
God, finally.
Marcus said.
Elara, file the death certificate, sell the scrap wood, whatever. Just get the Sinclair name off that parking lot.
They signed the waiver. They signed it so fast, so gleefully, giving me full proxy to handle the mess. Then, the call from the lawyer, Mr. Karras, the final solvency and liability check. And a week later, the disaster, the massive, undisclosed debts, the lien, the fact that I, as sole proxy, could be personally liable. It was my father's birthday party, all over again. But it wasn't a $5, zero catering bill. It was my life, my future. I sent the text, the SOS urgent. Huge debts against Matilda's estate. As proxy, I might be personally liable. He needs a family meeting tonight at 7 p.m. to see if the family will collectively absorb the debt. The replies, they were instant. Marcus.
Read the waiver, Elara. I am legally firewalled from this. This is your mess. Do not contact me again.
Chloe, a voice note.
Oh my god, Elara, I am at a brand launch. This is so toxic. You always have some drama. I'm blocking this number for the night. You handle it, ugh.
My mother.
We're hosting a dinner party. It's terrible timing. Don't spoil the evening with this, dear. Just to minimize the damage. You're so good at that.
Minimize the damage. I just sat there, in my small apartment, surrounded by books, and the lie I'd been telling myself. But that's what family does lie. It just evaporated. I realized, this is what they do. They always do this. I was standing on the side of the road in the rain, with a flat tire, and they were all of them, telling me not to bother them. My hands were shaking. I called Leo. They all bailed. I whispered, I'm alone. A pause. Then his voice, steady and warm.
I'm broke. Elara, I've got maybe $100 to my name. But I'll be there. You shouldn't be alone for this.
7 o'clock. The boardroom, the mahogany and tread, the empty chairs, just me and Leo. Mr. Karras walked in, smiling. He placed a large, leather-bound portfolio on the table.
Thank you both for coming.
He said,
You are the only two who did. Now, let's proceed with the actual reading of the will.
I stared. The debt?
Elara, please relax.
He chuckled.
There is no debt. That was Matilda's final test. She stipulated her estate be read only to the family members who would show up to share a burden, not just a profit.
He tapped the portfolio.
Your great-aunt was not poor. That Petro-Sin deal, $10 million, in 1993. She bought stock in a fruit-based computer company. She was an early adopter of Bitcoin. The estate is valued at $42 million.
I stopped breathing. Leo just made a small, choking sound.
Leo,
Mr. Karras continued.
as the only other person who saw the woman, not the parking lot, Matilda leaves you a commercial property in the city, a street-level gallery, a fully equipped artist's studio, and a $2 million trust for its operation.
Leo just broke. He put his head in his hands and wept.
And Elara,
Mr. Karras turned to me.
she leaves you the remainder of the estate, approximately $38 million.
He smiled.
Oh, and the farmhouse.
My stomach dropped. But the lease,
Terminated, of course.
he said.
No, Elara, not that farmhouse.
He turned a page, an aerial photo of sun-drenched hills.
She leaves you her actual home, a 50-acre estate and vineyard in Napa Valley. She managed it remotely. It seems she enjoyed her privacy.
A vineyard. We were just staring at it when a buzz, my phone on the table, the screen lit up. Marcus. I looked at it. I looked at Mr. Karras. He nodded.
Yes. The 7:05 p.m. calls. Per Matilda's instructions, my paralegal contacted them all to inform them the will reading was complete and that they were not beneficiaries.
They didn't call when they thought I was in trouble. They called when they knew they'd missed out. The phone buzzed, angry and insistent. Then it stopped, and another call came in. Chloe. It stopped. Mother. I looked at Leo, who was wiping his eyes, a look of pure, terrified joy on his face. That gallery, I said, my voice hoarse. I think your first exhibit should be a portrait of greed. He let out a watery laugh. My father was calling now. The screen glowed. Dad. I looked at the name. I thought of the birthday party. I thought of minimize the damage. I thought of me, standing in the rain. I picked up the phone. His name glowed on the screen, and I pressed block number. A new call came in. Marcus again. I opened his contact.
This is your mess.
Block number, Chloe.
You are being so selfish.
Block number, Mother.
Don't spoil the evening.
Block number. I tossed the phone in my bag. It was silent. It felt light. I stood up. Leo stood up. Mr. Karras, I said, send me the bill. We walked out of that office, into the cool night air, and for the first time in my entire life, I wasn't carrying anyone but myself, and I was ready to see my new home.